Hi, and welcome to Expedition Tales. This is my gaming channel all about playing some of my favorite games and exploring new games too. Some of my favorite categories are RPGs, MMORPGs, survival and crafting games, and I really love games where I get to explore. As you can see, today we are here in old school RuneScape. I haven't played this game since 20 years ago when I was about 9 years old. And I remember logging in for the very first time and kind of really unveiling the magic of what RuneScape actually is and its simplicity. And I really wanted to jump back in and create a new character and try it out again 20 years later. I hope you guys can play along with me or maybe even relive some of the nostalgia from what we're going to do today. I just finished the tutorial that you land in when you start the game. And I will say, I remember the tutorial being a lot more in depth, and I remember it taking a lot longer than it did this time. I think it took me about like 5 minutes ish to get through it. So definitely remember that differently than the first time I did it when I was a kid. Um, I remember it taking quite a bit of time. In fact, it was several play sessions. um, I do want to go ahead and get started. Enough about my personal life and my childhood. So, logging into the game out of the tutorial, we were able to craft a couple of weapons and get some runes and bake some bread. I also found logging in before I started recording, I found 320 gold on the ground. I don't quite remember the gold kind of how gold is measured in the game. So I don't know what the buying power is of 320 gold. I assume it's not a whole lot. I think I remember like people wowing over like millions of gold. So I'm not really going to worry about that right now. But what I am going to worry about is exploring and getting into some questing. So, greetings, adventurer. I'm Phileas, the Lumbridge Guide, and I'm here to give information and directions to new players. Well, I'm not a new player, but I would like to know what quests I should go on. So, where can I find a quest? I've heard my friend the cook is in need of a spot of help. All right. So, let's actually start with the cook. Now, I do remember some of the pieces of the game. Like, it's crazy what you can remember over a course of time. But I do remember the cook in the castle. I think there's a banker at the very top, um, and so on and so forth. So, what am I to do? What's wrong? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, I'm in terrible, terrible mess. It's the Duke's birthday, and I've forgotten to buy the ingredients. Alright, so we're going to help him craft a birthday cake. He needs milk, an egg, and flour. I think I remember, so there's some cows, and I've got a bucket in my inventory. Eggs are where the chickens are, which I think are in the same area, and flour, I'm not too sure on that one. There's a mill, go north and then west. Usually gets flour from there. And I've got a pot. All right, I think we have everything that we need, so I'm going to get started on this first quest. There's something magical about logging into RuneScape and just coming back to Lumbridge. I mean, I spent so much time here uh, when I originally played. I mean, I have memories of going to back then Wi-Fi wasn't as a popular of a thing, but a lot of restaurants did have it. And so I remember going to Burger King after school, and they had Wi-Fi at Burger King, and we would go there for like an hour after school and eat and just log into the Wi-Fi. I know that's a very different world now. I don't really think people go to Burger King to do that. Um, but that's what we did back then. Also, Atlanta Bread Company. I've logged in and played RuneScape there when I was a kid and took advantage of the Wi-Fi. We didn't really have it at home, so that's when I got to play RuneScape was after school when we'd go places like that. But I remember trying to take advantage of every minute of the game. So I just got the milk from the dairy cow here. Very intuitive for the Gilly Groats, the milker. She was right there, so it kind of made it easy to find. And then there's some chickens over here. And I'm not quite too sure if the chickens actually... Oh, there's an egg right there. Perfect. So they just lay them, and they're there. So we're going to head north and then west, according to the cook. So we got our milk, we've got our eggs, so now we just need to get some wheat. And we're actually going to jump over this fence, I think. I just noticed that. Oh, nope, that's a member-only skill, and we are not a member. We are going to play this like we played it back then as a non-member. My mom would not justify the cost of a membership. Let's see. I see wheat over here. Oh no, we ran out of stamina. So there is some wheat over here. So I guess I'll just pick the wheat and then we need to find the mill. But yeah, my mom wouldn't pay for the membership. Again, I was just a kid. Obviously didn't have any source of income back then. So she wouldn't pay for the membership, but that was one of the great things about RuneScape was this was a really great game for the time, and it's still a great game today. Like I said, just coming back to it, it's just really fun to kind of see everything, and I don't know, it's just crazy how nothing has changed. You may be asking like, why didn't you start playing the new RuneScape? You know, if you wanted to come back to RuneScape, they have a new version, and I will just tell you guys this, like, I really think video game companies, they rarely get things right twice. And so like whenever you see like a 2 or a 3 or something tacked on to the end of a video game, I get very weary about what the quality of that game is and kind of what my expectations are. I kind of watched some tutorials and like videos about it, and it just really wasn't my thing. So I just didn't like it. I didn't like the way they did it. So I didn't really want to mess around with it too much. I think RuneScape is a great game. I think there's a lot to do in it. And it obviously proves to be pretty challenging because I still can't seem to find out where this mill is, which is kind of crazy considering that I've been here before. You would think that it would be over here by the wheat, but I actually just don't see it. Is it that? Is it that? No, that's not it. I'm trying to stay away from these dark wizards. I know these guys used to kill me a lot. So I know it's not that. Farming patch. Maybe it's down there? I'm still getting kind of reacquainted with all of the, wait, there it is. It's over there. Why do they put that on the opposite side of this, like, wheat patch? That is so weird. So I am going to have to go back to Lumbridge. So this was my cheat, always, was to teleport back to Lumbridge and just deal with the cooldown time of the teleport spell. But God, I don't know how I didn't remember that. I do remember like, oh wait, there's an imp. We're gonna kill him if we can. Maybe. These guys are tricky. But yeah, just to kind of tie the knot on what I was talking about, video games just weren't really something that you subscribed to necessarily back then. Like, if you did, like, I mean, I'm sure people did. I don't think it was as normal as it is today. It's pretty normal today to subscribe to something and pay a monthly fee for something that brings you entertainment. Back then, like subscriptions and things really just weren't as mainstream as they are today, and people really were kind of weary about it. Um, so I'm gonna play this in its authenticity of how I played it back then, and then if I get into it enough and I like it, I might buy a membership for it, and kind of see. So stay tuned for that if you're interested in it. I'm also gonna probably try to do a couple of live streams, um, and just kind of see, you know, how that does and how I like it. I really just want to play the game and enjoy it, um, and kind of capture the moments that I loved so much when I first played it. And I am going to kill these imps at every chance I get because I remember that there is a quest in here and it required killing these guys and getting something from them. And these guys are so hard to find. Um, so I don't know what it is that we get from them, but I know that I would rather not chase them down. So we're gonna go over here to the mill. And for the sake of these videos not being too terribly long, probably going to just focus on like one quest at a time, maybe two, especially starting out like this, because I think that people probably aren't. If you play RuneScape, you may get some joy in like seeing the start of it again, but for the most part, everyone's probably done these quests, and if they did them a long time ago. So, but if you're new and you're trying to figure out if you want to play RuneScape, like you can kind of gauge, the quest dialogue and all that from this. So, um, Millie, the Miller. So what she wants us to do is I think she wants us to go to the top, and I think we have to put whatever it is that we have in the hopper, and then we have to climb back down. We need to place the wheat in the hopper upstairs first. We did that. Alright, so maybe I have to do it this way. Use grain to the hopper. There's already grain in the hopper. I guess we have to operate the hopper controls. Now we're going to climb down the ladder now that it's went down. Doesn't look like there's any... Oh, look. Nice. Okay. So we have got our wheat, or our flour, our egg, and our milk that is required of us. Does anybody have any tips on how to not run out of running power so quickly? That seems to be a little annoying, which I think I remember it being like that. But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can kill one of these guys on the way there. I have no clue what level I am. I haven't even taken a look. Oh, well, that answers that question. I am level 2. So I'm glad we did that because I need to go back through and look at all the skills and everything. Oh, let's see what he drops. Oh, just bones. But you can bury bones for prayer points. So that is good. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and turn this quest back into the baker. And we'll kind of see where we go from there. I'm gonna go and pick those bones up too, because why not? Hey everyone, so my camera and audio cut out right there at the end when we turned in the quest, so I just really wanted to close the video here and say, thank you so much for watching. I really had a really fun time playing and doing this first quest and kind of jumping back into the world of RuneScape. Um, I plan on making more content and playing more games, Minecraft, RuneScape, World of Warcraft. I've been playing a little bit of Enshrouded over the past month or so, and I've really enjoyed that. So more content to come. I might actually set up some live streams as well. So stay tuned for that. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.